Hello and welcome to Warblog. This is the race for Al-Bab. Got the name from the article Race for Al-Bab. Maybe it's a little easier to look at this map here. Essentially, it's a lot more informative than my map, but there's Turkey, and this is the Euphrates shield effort to create a buffer zone between the two. Well, create a buffer zone is what they're trying to do, but what they're also trying to do, it is said, is to essentially prevent the Kurds from joining up their empires, and so obviously the Kurds can still sort of do that like this. So the Turkish units, which essentially are supporting the Free Syrian Army, I think it is, basically Turkish-backed rebels, are trying to get there, and so are the Iraqis trying to get there, and ISIS happen to be in the way. So it's quite an interesting game, really. We've got these three separate forces, and there is a sort of, I don't keep up too much in track with this because I just can't read it all the time, but essentially the Turkish forces have sort of engaged some of the Kurdish forces, and it's all a bit Third World War-ish, really. I doubt anything major will come of it, but it's just, they all don't like each other, and they all want to get there. The Turkey wants to get there because, well, I don't know. I think it just basically wants to really sort of cut this road off and stop the Kurds from joining up. The Kurds want to do it because they want to join their empires up, create a bridge, stop these people from being isolated, and the Iraqis want to do it because it's their country. I mean, the Syrians want to do it because it's their country, and obviously the ISIS people don't want anyone there for obvious reasons. So I got the map actually from there, and as you can see, it's stuff full of names. I haven't really done any sort of topographic research, so it's all just desert, and the names sort of, they don't really add much. It's just stuff full of names. I've no idea how balanced it is, but the thing with this is that ideally you'd want to have 4 player turns. Now, we're calling them the coalition, but they're not really working together. So how you sort of reflect that, and we could do some more Iraqi Syrian forces up here. How you reflect that is sort of up to you, but basically they shouldn't really be working together. Now they've actually got a fair amount of air power. Well, these units have air power, and so do the Syrians have air power. I see. I messed that up. It shouldn't be US air power, it should be Russian air power. So we've got Turkish air power supporting their activities, the Iraqi air power supporting their activities, Syrian air power supporting their activities, along with these Russian units. Obviously it's the US there, so I'll have to replace that. The only other thing to say is the ISIS flag gets some reinforcements here about turn 5 and 7, I think. I've no idea how balanced it is and how easily people will be able to get to Al-Bab. Let the game commence. I've absolutely no idea. Well, I think first of all we'll play with we'll try to get some of these units. Let's see what one air unit can do. 3-1, defend or retreat. They don't retreat, but they should have 3 depressions now. So that's good. Still got air power, but I don't I'm not sure I want to really use it now. So what have we got in this stack here? Artillery, artillery, artillery. Well, let's see what I can do with some artillery. 7-1, defender eliminated. Well, that's the name of the game. Which means I should be able to 4 movement left, so I can move him into there. He's 1 movement left. Thinking. I think I'm going to put some air power in here. I want to take it slowly. Well, not as great, but still reduces the odds slightly, which is what I want. Seven to 1, defender eliminated. So we've taken out 2 ISIS units there. It's piling straight through. Well, I think down here, the thing is, well, obviously I'm trying to play the video, but the thing is not to get too sort of comfortable with those attacks, because these are mechanized against infantry, so they get a bonus for that. They're a lot stronger. So this attack will only really be, well, it'll be a 4 to 1, possibly a 5 to 1. I'm going to put some air power in there. I'm only putting the air power just because I do want to sort of at least play the game of softening them up beforehand. Well, why soften them up when you can just blow them up with your air power? Wow. Okay, so it's all looking quite easy. I did plonk the ISIS people in here, and to be quite honest, I probably will go back and put a bunch more in, just to sort of make it not so easy. I mean, there's absolutely no sort of guideline on, so there's no what do we call it, order of battle for ISIS. I mean, whether they've got more or less, I don't know. So I'm going to put more in. I think it's an easy guess. So I've still really got these units to sort of commit. No more air power for the Syrians. So all moved up. road. Do they have any movement left? Yes, just enough maybe to help support this battle here. So that should be 2, 4. That should be about 6-1. Just over 6-1. 7-1. Defender eliminated. So we're really cleaning up the road here. So that's pretty much all that moved. Is even more movement? Yes, but not enough to actually make a move. So we're now without a lot of the artillery support. We want to try the same thing because I don't have any of that air power or artillery support coming in, so it's still going to be a reasonable odds. So much so I might as well just do it. 5-1. Defender retreat. That's the best result that ISIS player have had so far. Okay. Well, blind guess on this. 5-1. Defender eliminated. Still got movement. Seven to 1. Defender eliminated. There was a die roll of 1. But that was only just 7-1 though. It's just steaming straight through. Well, I'm going to move there, I think. Does he have any movement? No. Might not be the best move, but I don't think that's where I want to stay. I can't believe how quickly time goes, but that's just the Syrian turn. And I am going to put more ISIS players on, just make it more of a game, because I think this is a sort of more gamey game. You know, once you start to put some of these units together, it's just they're going to collapse. The Kurdish player has a tougher time because they have a smaller frontage. They don't have as much. I haven't given them any artillery, and they've got some motorised, but mostly it's infantry, so they're really going to move at like nothing at all. So movement for the Kurds is going to be a big problem. They need to really get hold of a road, and there are no roads that help them get to Idlib, so they're pretty much not going to get there. To do next. I'm not entirely sure where these units are. They're basically Turkish back rebels as opposed to. Well, they're actually rebels, aren't they? I don't know. You would have thought that I might have a good idea by now, all these Syria-based maps I've done, but I still haven't got a clue. And I think one of the things that intrigued me about this whole setup right from the very beginning was I've never had a clue about the Middle East. I've got a little bit more of a clue. You know, even things like where Israel is and whatever the hell is happening in Israel, I still don't know. I get a feeling that they don't like the people to the north of them, or the Gaza Strip, Hamas, I think, and I don't know. But no matter how often you look at it, it's just unintelligible. You can't figure it out properly. You know, all these strange things happening. Anyway, I have beefed up the ISIS player for the future games. I don't know. I sort of want to get rid of that unit. It's a bit odd, really, because this is all sort of ISIS territory. But as soon as I get rid of that, there'll be nothing to stop me from just filtering around this way. Look at that. I need to put some units in there for ISIS. That is interesting, actually. This is sort of the Turkish forces, because they do have some forces down here. Look, I think if we shuffle things across a bit, that will probably do it. So, let's see what we can do here. Poor old Kurds don't get any air power. An exchange. Well, I'm going to cut the mustard on that and I mean, this mechanised unit should make a difference. So he's lost one depression, so he's worth 1.8, which is that's 4 to 1, possibly a 5 to 1. Six, 7, 8. That is strange. Because he should have been mechanised versus infantry. Oh well, at least got a DR from that. I wonder why that did that. Maybe the rules aren't working. Well, we still got some movement, you see, so I think we're going to go for another assault. It's not ideal, this double movement, because it doesn't really sort of attack you on full strength, but an exchange, the worst dice roll ever. Well, that's a far cry from the efforts of the ISIS in the south against the Syrian forces. You know, they just gave way like margarine. And here we have not a small force with air power struggling with a single unit. I'm going to put in some air power on this unit. Exchange. And I'm actually not going to move. Well, I'm going to be careful about this. Yeah, you see, he's moved, but he's in the zone of control. So if I don't commit him to this attack, he's actually not going to be able to move. I want him to be able to move and move into that hex. That's what I want. I'll explain why in a bit. So he's still got some movement, whether or not it's enough to move properly. So the ISIS player, these rebels are not doing very well. The reason I sort of want to, well, he's not got enough to move, and this one doesn't have enough. I want him to move into there. I want to basically do what I can against this Kurdish bloc. Well, I think this is going to be good night Gracie for this unit. Let's see what I can do against that. Exchange. I feel obliged to put in some kind of barrier here to stop this unit. Oh, he's moved, isn't he? Right, okay, well that's that. This has got to be a 7-1. Defend a retreat. This is quite interesting. It's interesting for the reason that it's not, they're having the bad luck to balance out the good luck that the Syrian forces had. Their way is being, they're not winning the race to Al-Bab. They're not winning. I mean, he's almost there. Look at that. If it was a race, the Syrians are definitely winning. Okay, so now on to the Kurds' turn. Now, you've got to remember, they're not fighting together. So this is probably where because we had some recent reports of the Turkish rebels fighting the Kurds, and this is probably where it happened. I'm saying that, obviously it didn't, but it could well have been. They come into contact like that, and they don't like each other. I don't know why. I mean, basically, it's all about the Kurds, because the Kurds are actually, I can't remember who it is, but they're a known terrorist group. There is a terrorist group. There's one or more terrorist groups in Turkey who are basically represent a lot of Kurds in the sort of eastern part of the country where it's more mountainous, and they're actually, trying to basically develop an autonomous state, instigate civil war, and so they are. The Turkish do have a reason for that kind of attitude. I don't want to say attitude, but they don't like them. So this is one of the reasons they're doing this. So when they meet like that, there's going to be conflict. But they haven't met, and it is a race. Now these infantry units are really only ever going to be able to move one hex. Well, that was good. Do a little jump on that. Okay, well this is going to be a 3-1, isn't it? 4:1. I think what I didn't notice was that that unit was already depressed. Okay. And I've got some movement. It is a race. Okay. Now that's that. So after the first coalition turn, before ISIS even makes any moves, the map has changed slightly, but I think the thing that I sort of like about it, there's a mesh, there's like a gears mesh, and I really don't think the ISIS player is going to hold up, but you can sort of, there is that sort of degree of resistance there. That it's not going to be able to get there that quickly. You can almost imagine how, it's clear that the Syrians are going to get there first, unless the sort of Turkish rebels can actually make a little more ground. It's where the roads become quite important, and I'm not sure that they really tried to get this road. I think they went to take that unit out when really they should have driven down here and had that position. So if I was to play it again, I would be trying to take this road out straight away and then just defend along there, draw a line along there. You didn't need to go in this direction, that was possibly a mistake. But then they could possibly do with some more units. So, okay, let's just see if we can get an ISIS turn here. These games take a long time when you're recording them, because you're sort of trying to speak as well. I do enjoy the speaking, but I think it slows the thinking down there. You play differently. Because ideally I would be just thinking all the time, not none of this silly talking stuff. So we've got a big stack here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is pretty much going to be reserve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How to do this? Well, I'm not really sure how I want to do it. That sort of gives us a line. The greater risk is here. Pull back slowly here, because these units can only move one at a time. So the best they're going to get is one hex in there, so it's quite safe there, and that gives us a line there. Going to move back one hex here. Bother changing that. What have we got here? 3 units. No depressions, no depressions, no depressions. So they're all sort of fairly fresh. So what I'm going to do, I have a browser that just sort of seems to go backwards randomly. It's